Hi, I'm Missy Jerfita. If you're looking to sell your home for top dollar in a short amount of time with a seamless transaction, I have a strategy just for you. I have built a team of specialists, the best in the business. My team consistently has been in the top 1% in Kane against Ray. Here's how we do it. Number one, accurate pricing. You want to be in the sweet spot. That's where it's going to net you the most money. Two, you want to declutter, depersonalize, and possibly stage your home. Studies show that a staged home sells 7% more in half the time. Three, internet marketing. 87% of the buyers start their search on the internet. Four, professional photography. You have to have those pictures looking perfect to get the buyers in the door. And five, networking. Your agent must be networked into the community. So stay tuned. I'm going to go over some questions about the real estate process and my team.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my mom was a realtor my whole life, so I grew up unconsciously hearing about the business. Graduated from the University of Kansas with a communication degree, went into acting. I was an actor for the last 10 years, but you know, that really gave me some thick skin and some tenacity to get where I am in the business. Within my first full year of real estate, I sold over $10 million. So every year I exceeded my goal, which is great. It got to the point though that I had so much business that I had buyers and sellers and I couldn't handle it all. So I decided my strength is listing homes. I decided to focus on listing. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at turning the challenges around. I hired a buyer's agent. So she handled my buyers. I handled my listings. What I found is you stick to what you're good at and you will be successful.
Why should I choose your team?
You should definitely choose our team because we are a consistent producer. We have a marketing plan and strategy to get you to your goal. We're not going to just take your listing and throw it on the market. We're going to sit down with you and talk about what needs to be done, whether it's decluttering, whether it's possibly staging, whether it's depersonalizing, because once it goes on the market, it has to look 110%.
Who is on your team?
Well, I focus on selling my listings, and I have a listing manager that handles all my details. I have 2 buyer's agents that only work with my buyers. I have an amazing city agent. She's amazing. And then I also have an agent covering the surrounding suburbs. So we all are specializing in our own niche. It works.
And what separates you from your competition?
That's a great question. I would say that we care. We are knowledgeable, we are energetic, we're friendly, we listen to your goals to meet your goals. What we want to do is we want to produce raving fans, because if we don't have raving fans to promote our business, you know, we don't have a business. All we have is our reputation. So we're committed to doing a perfect job.
So how does the commission work?
Commission, good question. The commission is negotiated, and once that's negotiated, it's split between the listing broker and the selling broker. And that commission is split approximately 50-50 with their company. So really what I'm making is about 1/4% of the commission. Now, of that 1/4% of the commission, we're all independent brokers, and everything we do, whether it's advertising, internet, photography, virtual tours, it comes out of our pocket. So it costs money to take a listing. So when you're interviewing me, we're also interviewing the seller, because we want to make sure we're on the same wavelength, because we are a team and we're both in it together.
Do we have any responsibilities as a home seller?
You do. You have a few, and we're going to work together to get to our goal. And I may give you a list of what needs to be done. Maybe we need to clean the carpets. Maybe we need to do some touch-up painting, clean up the landscaping a little bit, decluttering. The closet should be 1/3 empty. We don't want to open a closet and have things falling out. That makes your closets look small. So when someone comes to see it, it needs to be Q-tip clean, I call it. It should be sparkling clean, have a nice fresh smell. You only have one chance to make a first impression. So if it's not looking like a model home at the very beginning, it's hard to get them back, especially even if you do a price reduction. They remember that first impression.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you price the homes?
Sure. Pricing, you want to price in the sweet spot. You don't want to be too high, you don't want to be too low. You have to be the best value out there. People are looking on the internet, they're looking at open houses, they know what homes are selling for. So if you're overpriced, they're not going to see you as a value. So what I find is you want to price it in a realistic price point and not move. I would rather have you price it close to where I think you're going to get than overprice it. What happens is when you overprice a house, you're chasing the market. You're never the best value. So what I find is to net you the most money, price it realistically. And how I determine this price is, what I do is it's a comparable market analysis. And that is looking at houses what have closed in the last 3 months, on top of what has been just put under contract. Those are the real story out there. That's going to give us a realistic view of the market. The buyer is going to determine what your house is worth.
Our sale on Janet Drive was pretty nerve-wracking. We were in the process of building our home, another home obviously, but we needed to sell our home. We needed to get the right price for it, and we had it listed for almost a year. And the realtor that we were using was a top realtor in Glenview, and it just wasn't selling. We weren't getting the traffic that we wanted. We weren't getting the response that we wanted. So we kept on giving it another month, another month, another month, and then it just didn't work out. So me meeting with Missy was a godsend, because once she had it listed, her team came in, they restructured their marketing. We got someone who was very interested, and we closed within 45 days. It was perfect. When we made the decision to go with Missy's team, it was under the assumption that we were going to keep our listing price as it was with the previous realtor, who wasn't able to sell it for almost over a year. After Missy got involved, we got 96% of that asking price. So we were very, very happy with it in quite a bit short a time of 45 days.
And rather than having to overcome all these objections with our home, the problems with our home, like the train, you know, and you need to lower your price for these following reasons. With our previous realtor, Missy just turned everything into a benefit. And this is a wonderful opportunity because you can get to the city. You're so close to the city. There's a train like right around the corner that you can actually jump on, and there's schools and there's parks, and you feel like you're in a city. A suburb of Glenview is a wonderful place to live, and you can get downtown very quickly, fairly quickly. So whatever was a negative, they turned into a positive. I basically did nothing, and that was a wonderful experience for me, and it really streamlined the whole situation.
They were very accommodating during a very difficult time.
Yeah, I can say that it was great.
I think Missy went well above and beyond what most traditional or conventional real estate people would have at the time. I was in dire straits. I needed a place right away. This place that I'm sitting in now, and I have owned since that day, was someplace that may not have been available to most anyone else, and she did whatever it took to make it available to me the very next day. And I can't thank her enough for it. I've been here since, and I don't plan on leaving.
So it was a great experience with Missy and her team. We were faced with a situation of having to sell our house in a tough real estate market, but Missy and her team persisted. They kept on marketing it, they kept on looking for buyers, and then finally the perfect buyer emerged at just the right time that allowed us to sell our house and at the same time buy our dream house a few miles away. So it was really a great story.
I think we just really liked how much they truly worked as a team. It was a small team, but Maria was definitely looking, you know, for us, and she was always looking out for our best interests. And specifically, we had a situation where some family things came up, and Maria had to kind of step away from the process a little bit. And the minute that happened, that same night, you know, I think it was 7 or 8 o'clock at night, Missy gave us a call and said, look, here's the situation. I'm just going to step in. I want you to know that this will be seamless to you, and this is kind of something that's my strong point in terms of the negotiation. And for us, she knew the selling agent really well. And we, as far as the process, the negotiations took a week or two. And that process of Missy kind of stepping in and Maria knowing what was going on, it was absolutely seamless to us.
And what was also important to me was that over the course of the 4, 5, 6 months that we worked with the team, we really got to know them very well. And importantly, when we had questions, we knew that we could go to them and that they would be accessible and available and they would get the answer that we were looking for. Sure, so we had focused almost exclusively on Glenview, and not so much out of the blue, but one day Maria said, hey, there's a house a couple minutes north in Northbrook that I think might really be the one for you. Do you want to take a look at it? And we looked at each other and said, you know, Northbrook, you know, we've targeted Glenview. Maybe this would be, you know, something that, you know, over the course of the months we've developed a relationship and trust in Maria. Let's go take a look at it. And saw it, fell in love with the house, came back a couple more times, and then within maybe a month afterwards, we had, you know, effectively moved in.
One of the things we took advantage of was the staging that she offered us, and it's a little tough. Did you say?
Yeah,
you come home and your house looks totally different, but you really just need to trust that, you know, not doing this necessarily in the long term for us, but not for, you know, us living there, so that we have something that's presentable to a buyer
and really desirable to a good buyer,
right?
And helped us get a stronger price than we would have thought we could have gotten in that market.
I hope this has given you some insight into the real estate process and my team. As always, we want to secure top dollar in a short market time in a seamless transaction. We want to be your realtor. Please visit us at thekey2homes.com. Thanks for watching.